it's alright. Hang up the phone and let your heart break on the internet. 24 twice. She's on the phone, but she's staying on Wilshire Boulevard. Old dreams dying hard. Want you to return this love.
As Ben Affleck broke his silence just 3 months after the divorce from Jennifer Lopez, and remember that is only 2 years after 2 years of marriage, I want to ask the question, is it ever a good idea to revisit a love that you once had? And guys, I want to say that I am outside. I've always wanted to do this. So you're going to hear nature. So if you hear any little birdies in the tree, just roll with it. It is just nature. Okay, so let us look into this. So this couple were together before. They got married, divorced, and then they got married again. Or it could be that they were in a very serious relationship the first time, and then the second time around they decided to get married. Ben would not be drawn into discussing what exactly caused the divorce. However, what he said was that you cannot marry a ship captain and then say that you do not like water. So what he meant was that, because some people have always said that he always seemed a bit uncomfortable in public whenever he was with Jennifer Lopez, giving the impression that he did not like to be in the limelight. So apart from the fact that, look, Jennifer Lopez has always been in the limelight, and to be honest with you, some people think that she really hugs the limelight. But just looking on, we can say that, okay, if she has always been like this, then of course it would be unfair for Ben to expect anything different when they got married. Some people would say, okay, with love it takes sacrifices, and if one person was uncomfortable with something, then of course, sacrifices should be made. Apart from that, sticking to the topic, is it ever a good idea to revisit a love that you once had? In my view, anytime there is a breakup or you move on from someone, it is always a reason why you have done it. So if you go back a second time, it's highly unlikely that it is going to work. And I remember that when they first came on scene at the second time around, some people were excited, but from the onset, some people said that the relationship was doomed. What do you think? What was your impression when they got together? Did you think that it would last, or were you hoping that destiny would finally, see them through? Because when you look into it, some people believe that there is destiny, and for some people, what they try to do is to prove it to themselves that they can actually make something work. Especially if they are really in love with the person, they're always willing to say, okay, this time it's going to be different, right? It hardly works. In few cases though, it actually works the second time around. But in a lot of cases, the same problems or the same reasons that caused the relationship to fail the first time will always be there, because it is like the same person. You should not expect the person to change or for things to be different the second time around. What do you think? This is what I think. What do you think? Do you think that you can find love the second time around with the same person? Or do you think, like myself, what I think? Do you agree with my thinking in that, look, it is always a mistake trying the second time? If a relationship had failed the first time, it will fail the second time around. Some people actually have gone on to say that they were of the impression that they were always just in love with the idea of being in love, if you get what I mean, than the idea of really being married. Because the second time around, it was really, really short. And the shortness, 2 years. But the good thing is that it seemed to have been an amicable breakup. Some people said that, look, he wanted to go back to his former wife. Who knows? As we're only hearing one side of the story, in that Ben is saying that he does not want to talk about it. There was no drama with their breakup, with the marriage, or anything like that. He just doesn't want to give the reason as to why they broke up. What do you think, people? And can we take a few minutes to appreciate the wonderful background? This is in Greenwich, and yeah, that's a lovely background. I know that if you are the type of person who like to love nature, then of course you will appreciate the background. I've always wanted to do an outdoor video, so now I have done it, but it does not take away from the seriousness of the point that I have just raised, or the question that I've just raised. As a matter of fact, if you have made it work the second time around in a relationship, then sound off in the comment section. Let me know what your story has been. Has it worked? Was it a mistake? Would you say that it was a mistake, you doing it the second time around? Or were you happy that you actually did it the second time around with the same person? Until I upload another video, my Destiny family, I say peace.